Welcome back to your daily crypto briefing. It's April 23rd, 2025, and we've got fireworks across the entire crypto market. Bitcoin just blew through $93,000. Ethereum is surging past $1,800. Solana is liquidating shorts, left and right. And XRP is looking more bullish than it's been all year. Today, we're going deep into what's really driving these moves. Not just price levels, but the catalysts behind them. From ETFs to billion-dollar investments to upcoming protocol upgrades. This is your all-in-one update. No hype, no fluff. Just straight facts and solid momentum. Let's get into it. Starting with the king, Bitcoin. We're now firmly above $93,000, and if you've been watching the charts closely, you'll notice this level has been a major psychological barrier for the last 2 months. This isn't just another relief bounce. This move is backed by some serious money. Just this week alone, spot Bitcoin ETFs pulled in $920 million in net inflows. That's one of the largest weekly inflow totals since January. These aren't short-term degen flips. This is institutional capital, from asset managers and wealth funds, steadily building exposure to Bitcoin. And just to put a cherry on top, Cantor Fitzgerald, SoftBank, and Tether have announced a joint venture to create a $3.6 billion Bitcoin treasury. Their plan is to lock in long-term reserves of BTC, which will become one of the largest known private Bitcoin treasuries in the world. This isn't some tech startup. These are legacy financial giants getting positioned. On the macro side, geopolitical tensions between the US and China have softened this week, easing investor fears and lifting overall market sentiment. And with the US dollar index falling, investors are rotating into hard assets, and Bitcoin is back at the top of that list. If this trend continues and volume stays high, we could see Bitcoin challenge $95,000, then $100,000 much sooner than expected. Technical indicators are clean. Higher highs, strong RSI, and bullish divergence forming across multiple time frames. Now let's talk about Ethereum, which is finally showing some strength after lagging behind Bitcoin for most of this year. ETH is now up over 13% in the last 24 hours, trading above $1,800, and outperforming Bitcoin on both percentage gain and volume. Why now? For starters, institutional capital is starting to flow back in. Ethereum ETFs, which had seen 8 straight weeks of outflows, just saw a reversal. Over $38.7 million in net inflows this week alone. That shift in sentiment was backed up on-chain. One Ethereum whale, who had previously taken a huge loss, just bought back nearly 20,000 ETH. That's not a retail play. That's a sign of big money preparing for a longer move. But it's not just investor psychology. The fundamentals are lining up too. The Pectra upgrade is coming. A major Ethereum upgrade that's set to improve scalability and efficiency across the network. Devs are saying it will lay the groundwork for smoother dApp performance, faster confirmation times, and better cross-chain compatibility. All of this is setting ETH up for a technical breakout. If it can flip the 1,860 resistance, we're likely heading toward 2,000, and from there, the next psychological levels at 2,200 and 2,400 come into play. ETH looks like it's finally ready to rejoin the top of the leaderboard. Let's jump to Solana, which is absolutely on fire. SOL just hit $152 and is up over 14% in a day. That spike alone triggered more than $20 million in short liquidations, wiping out leveraged positions that were betting on a pullback. And what's behind this breakout? First, a brand new fund called Sol Strategies has committed $500 million to purchase and stake Solana. This isn't your average VC play. This is deep-pocketed backing with long-term conviction. Second, ARK Invest officially added Solana exposure to their portfolio through the new SOLQ ETF, which just launched on the Toronto Stock Exchange. This gives institutional investors a regulated way to gain exposure to Solana without holding the asset directly, which usually means more volume coming in from traditional finance. But maybe the biggest metric of all? Solana is now leading all blockchains in DEX volume, clocking over $2.1 billion this week. That means more people are trading on Solana-based platforms than Ethereum, BNB Chain, or even Polygon. And that's a major shift. If Solana breaks $155, analysts say the next move is a run toward $180, and possibly $200 if the DEX activity keeps ramping up. And with low gas fees, lightning-fast transactions, and a red-hot meme coin scene fueling it, the energy behind SOL right now is real. Now let's talk about XRP, because quietly, it's making some serious moves of its own. XRP is currently trading around $2.28, and technical momentum is building fast. Just this morning, Coinbase Derivatives launched XRP futures, giving institutional traders direct exposure to long and short XRP strategies, something the market has been asking for since 2021. At the same time, speculation around an XRP ETF is heating up. With Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs already in play, XRP is now in the spotlight. Some analysts believe that if Ripple continues winning regulatory battles, an XRP ETF isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Technically, things are turning bullish. The death cross that formed weeks ago has been invalidated. RSI is climbing on the daily chart, and volume has surged past $5.7 billion in the last 24 hours. And behind the scenes, whales are accumulating. Multiple on-chain wallets have increased their holdings over the past 2 weeks, signaling quiet confidence as price starts to move. If XRP breaks through $2.50, look for momentum to drive it toward $2.70. Then, a full test of $3, a level we haven't seen since the last bull market. So here's your recap. Bitcoin is surging past $93,000 thanks to ETF inflows and a $3.6 billion institutional treasury build. Ethereum is back above $1,800 with fresh ETF demand, whale buys, and the Pectra upgrade just around the corner. Solana is the breakout star. With $500 million in institutional support, ETF access, and leading DEX volume. And XRP is quietly positioning for a potential $3 breakout with futures, bullish signals, and whales loading up. The big takeaway? This market isn't just pumping, it's rotating. Bitcoin's leading the charge, but capital is now flowing into altcoins with real use cases, strong networks, and institutional interest. We could be entering the next phase of the bull cycle, and this time, it's not driven by memes or hype alone. It's backed by data, capital, and infrastructure. Drop your top pick in the comments. Is it Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or XRP? Which one leads this run? Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And we'll see you at the top.